Welcome back, Matty. It's the first time we've properly spoken to you since pre-season began. How was the summer? What did you get up to? What can you tell us?
Yeah, no, it was a nice summer. I went to Portugal with my family, ended up staying out there a little bit longer than planned, so that was nice, and I had all my family fly over. And yeah, I just had a nice relax and yeah, used that to do a bit of pre-season training. And I wouldn't say so much a rest as I've got the little one, but yeah, it was the best I'll get, so yeah.
Well, let's start with the big news.
Yeah.
Delighted to have brought you here to this secluded wood to tell you this. Captain Pollock, officially official. How does that sound?
Aye, unbelievable. It's a real honour, obviously, to captain the club. To be told it is, I know I've done it a few times on different occasions, but to actually be told and giving it full time, it's a huge achievement. Something I'm really proud of, and you know, I've dreamt of this moment all my life, to be a captain at a football club, and one of the size of Watford doesn't get much better.
Well, it's been 5 years now, Matty, since a fresh-faced young whippersnapper travelled all the way down from Grimsby to join Watford. How quickly has that gone?
Aye, crazy. You know, yeah, this is my 6th season now, so it's just nuts, really, how quick it's gone, and you know how things have changed. You know, like I say, I come here as a young lad, and I'm now here with a little family of my own. You know, and it was funny. You know, we've actually got a house back home in Middlesbrough, but this is the first time we've come back and said that London is starting to feel a little bit more homely than Middlesbrough. And yeah, no, it's just unreal. It's gone so quick, and yeah, loving every minute of it.
Well, you've changed personally and professionally, but in terms of the structure here at Watford, how has the place changed? Have there been things that remain the same? What differences have you seen in the last 5 years?
Yeah, obviously, you know, a lot of big names have probably left the building, and you know, we're at a point now with the club where, you know, we have a lot of young lads who are developing, and you know, before, when I think you could lean on a Troy Deeney or Tom Cleverley, it's kind of changed, and we've got lads leaning on each other and kind of learning on the job. And yeah, I don't think that's a negative thing. You know, you've got people like myself just trying to relish in the opportunity and just take this moment to show my leadership skills and my leadership qualities. And yeah, in terms of the club, you know, the club's still as good as ever. We all still have the dream to go back to the Premiership, and that's what, you know, the dream is. And you know, the reason I think everybody comes here is to put Watford back in the Premiership, and yeah, that's what we want to do.
Many changes over those 5 years, and the fans have massively taken to you as a player, as a person, as a professional. Why do you think that is?
I think the obvious one is that I'm a bit of a heart on the sleeve type of player. You know, I've said this now again, but this is my football club. You know, I've been here for 5 years, and you know, I've actually think I've done a tour now from living around all of Hertfordshire. So I've met a few people. I've learned the way about the club, what it actually means to be from Watford, and yeah, I think the fans really enjoyed the hardness and the 100% effort I try and give. First and foremost, that's for me is that's the 100% you have to do, is just give it everything you've got, and the rest will hopefully follow. And yeah, I think it's just probably a bit of a story that we've had of, you know, coming in and they're not quite working to eventually where we are now as, you know, club captain. And yeah, playing the last 2 years, I've played quite a lot of games, and yeah, you know, the fans have been there throughout every minute, from the highs, from the lows, from Millwall away to, you know, beating Middlesbrough at home and games like this. So yeah, the fans I owe everything to, and the people that are on the club. So yeah, I'm just, like I say, loving it.
As well as a few coaches during your time at the club, there's also been a few central defensive partnerships, let's say.
Yeah.
I know last season when we had you and Max Lane really clicking as a duo.
Yeah.
Has there been anyone that stood out for you that you played alongside at Watford?
Didn't get to play loads with him, but Craig Cathcart was the one for me. I think he was an unbelievable leader, an unbelievable character, daft as a brush. And yeah, he taught me so much. He spent hours with me, and I was a young lad. He didn't owe me anything, but the amount of time he put into me, he put his arm around me, and you know, even to the bit of help me integrate with the lads. You know, we had a big changing room back then, and some big names in, and to be able to walk into that changing room and have the support of them type of players was incredible for me.
You picked out a couple of standout moments already, just speaking to me there. So you've mentioned Millwall, you've mentioned Middlesbrough. Are there any other moments that really stick out for you during your time as a Watford player? Can't forget the goal against Leicester City, which was goal of the season, at least for Mattie Pollock, that season. Anymore?
Nah, there's been some mega moments. I think, not that I've played in this one, but I think I've got to mention, I think when we beat Luton 4-0, I was on the bench. That was one of the best moments I've been at. But yeah, I think, you know, I've had some real personal ones with walking my son out, getting player of the season. But yeah, just some of them are my best moments. I think if I had to pick one I would probably say walk my son out on my first goal for Watford. There were two real big moments for me. And the little ones is, as well as not on the same length, but Coventry away when we lost, just seeing the fans and what it actually meant, I think that was a bit of a turning point where, you could just feel how much Watford actually meant and the fans actually, how much it meant to the fans. And yeah, they're moments that will probably stick for me for different reasons, but definitely a reason I'll never forget.
Well, this is one that the fans would definitely want to hear about. We're going to go back to last season. Obviously a difficult one to talk about, given how it ended. We had an inconsistent start, a real purple patch that saw us fourth and really challenging coming up to New Year, only for the wheels to fall off in the second half of the campaign. How would you sum it up? What was that like to be involved in?
Yeah, it's frustrating. Like I've said now a couple of times, this club means a lot to me. And not only that, I would like to say I'm a winner. I like to win games. I like to win football matches, and I don't really accept anything else. That's what I try and do myself on and push myself through. But for it to end probably the way it ended last year was a real tough one for me. And I just want to hope that we've learned from it as a club and as a staff, as everyone, and to make sure that it's not always about the quality, it's about the fight. And I think that was really shown towards the end of last year. And yeah, I think the club's probably learned from it. I think we've learned from it as players, especially me. One of probably the hardest times in my career was seeing a club of size of Watford and the players we had just throwing probably the season away and wasting a lot of hard work we'd done. So yeah, like I say, for me it was a learning curve. I think for the club it was, and I'm hoping, and I'm sure it will, knowing the fans, it'll bring us a lot closer together this season.
We could see that the downturn in form at the end of last season really affected you as one of the leaders of the group. I was there and I saw Oxford United in particular. You looked quite down and actually asked to speak to the media so you could address the fans directly. Yeah. Was that your lowest moment of the campaign? Yeah, I'd say so.
I just felt like on that day, the fans deserve more. I keep saying it, but this is Watford Football Club. It's not, a small team. It's not a club that doesn't belong in the Premiership. This is the club that, when I signed for, was in the Premiership and had been for years. So yeah, I just felt like the fans deserve more in terms of the lowest point. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the fact we got beat, because at the end of this is the Championship. You can win games, you can lose games. That's just part and parcel. But in the matter of the way it happened, I just felt like, the fans deserve to hear from someone. And it's all right taking all the plaudits when things are going well, but sometimes I think, like I've touched on earlier, we have quite a young group, and sometimes somebody needs to take accountability and take responsibility probably for the bad times too. And I felt as a leader and as somebody in the change rooms that it was me on that day. I had to step up and speak to the fans and reassure or try to reassure that that we know it's not right and we aren't accepting that.
Outside of the dressing room, who do you speak to during these tough moments? Does it help having your dad around, who's obviously an ex-Premier League
player? It goes
player?
both ways. My dad's been huge for me. I've got my dad who's obviously very hard on me, but very honest. He has been a leader in his career, which has been obviously big for me, for him as well. So, I try and sponge as much as I can off him. And another one is Tom Cleverley. I speak to Tom quite a lot. Obviously, he was my manager, but somebody that when he was captain, I try to learn so much off. One of the best things about Watford is I've worked beside a lot of really big characters, really big players, and if you look at the list of captains of this football club, there's been some incredible leaders, and it's something I've always tried to sponge off and learn off. And Troy was in a few months back. I think there was a couple of photos of me. I spoke to him then about trying to get the dressing room together and stuff like that, and he's seen it all. So. Yeah, I would say family first is always my go-to. My dad, my brother, my partner, although she tells me everything will be all right. And then after that, it's just, trying to find it within me and the people that I am really close to. And yeah, that's how I go for.
Matty, now look, we're going to take a little bit of a turn in pace now and go a little bit deep and emotional. Yeah. That's okay, so brace yourself. Ready for this? Yeah. How are you feeling since the departure of James Morris?
Yeah, that is personal. It's been tough. James is one of my best mates. Not just while he was at Watford, outside of football. We signed pretty much the same time. He was with the 23s and I was a young lad, so whenever he'd come up, I was buzzing, and then we kind of hit it off from there. We've been best mates, and now he's pretty much my neighbour. He's 2 minutes up the road, so yeah, it's been tough. I won't lie. Obviously he's my best pal, so when you come to work every day and you have your best mate here, it is fun. But the change room's good, especially this year. I know it's easy to say, but we've got a lot of young lads in there who are all hungry. You know, we know there's a couple of big names that aren't here at this moment, and there'll be people coming in, but you know, we have a good group, so they've made it easy for me. You know, we've got some real characters in there, and it's been good, you know, it's been really good. And yeah, I wish Jimmy all the best, and you know, I'm sure he does for me, but we'll always be in touch with each other. But yeah, I think it was the right decision for him, and yeah, unfortunately he's left, but you know, I think the club's in a good position now to push on as well.
Well, it's great to hear the bromance is still alive. That's the most important thing.
That'll never die.
Is there such thing as a leadership group here, and who would be part of that?
Yeah, there is. So we have, we normally have a leadership group. This year we've got, there was me and Hector at the start, but like I say, I try and bounce off as many people as I can. So, you know, we do have a little group chat with a few. There's me, there's Hector, there's Mark Bowler, Daniel Bachman, and obviously Bove, Edoardo. Just a lot of leaders in there. You know, Dan's being club captain as well. So, you know, I've been bouncing off him a lot, and yeah, he's full of experience and advice. So, you know, he's definitely helped me with a lot on and off the pitch. So
I think I can anticipate the answer to this next question, but now that it's officially official, do you feel that your role is going to change now you've actually got the captain's armband on you?
No, I don't think so. You know, my role's always been the daft Matty, and I'll try and keep that as much as I can, try and keep the place as happy as I can. Obviously, you know, for the last few years, especially under Clevs, is when I kind of stepped up as being like vice captain a couple of times and having the armband, and you know, that's my personality. You know, I like to drive standards, I like to push people, you know, and if the lads hate me on the football pitch, then so be it. You know, that's just gonna have to be the way. But you know, off the pitch, I'd like to say there wouldn't be one person that wouldn't come and have a coffee with me afterwards. So that's my role at the end of the day, and you know, ultimately my ambition is to take the club back to where it should be. And if I have to upset a few people to do that, then so be it. But yeah, that's my role for the club, for the fans, for everybody involved.
Well, we're going to speak to Mark and Hector later about Mattie Pollock.
William?
Is
it? Oh, Bill.
Billy P.
Billy B.
Billy P.
Honestly, he deserves it. Like, there's times in games where you need people to look at, and he's one of those guys that, you know, like, he's 24, 25, yeah, but he's so mature for his age where you see that from an experienced pro. The way he just gets people going when things are dark, he's there, which I don't see in many people, let alone players. I don't know how because I know he's just gonna be in my ear.
He is quite crazy as a character, but you know, I think you do need that sort of character in the change room. Every day he's lively, he's upbeat through the good and bad times, which again I think is vitally important. So I think his character is one of his biggest strengths, and you know, I think he's going to keep that going once he's captain.
And he epitomizes Watford, you know, family man. You know, when things are going wrong, like, he's there, he's always there, and he never gives up. Like, mental. I've never known a guy like Matt. When you speak about him, you're like, people know him around, and he's quite bubbly, and he's like, but he's got another side to him that you don't see, which is proper caring, and you need that as a captain, you know.
He creates an atmosphere where, you know, everyone comes into work. If people are quiet or people are down, he'll kind of bring them up, you know, by going around the training ground, shouting, laughing, joking. And I think it's important, like I said, you need those sort of characters, and he's definitely one of them.
Someone who you can rely on when things are going wrong or things are going right. He's not afraid to speak his mind. You know, the hunger to always want more when things are, you know, even when things are right, you still want more. When we're losing, doesn't matter, just keep going. Like, little stuff that you don't see, he's there.
Then also he's very vocal on the pitch, which I think is important because, you know, especially in the modern era, there's not so many like vocal players. So to have that is important.
On the pitch, inspirational,
yeah,
committed,
yeah,
professional.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go off the pitch. What's he like there?
This guy's crazy, man. This guy, he's crazy. He's so, I don't know, I think you guys would probably say it more than I do, but he is hilarious. He's funny, like, I don't know how many pictures of you guys have got of his ass. He was telling you, he is funny. When like, I don't know what it is. I think it's the Borough in him. To be fair, I tell him that he's not for Borough because he was. Don't know if you guys know, but Billy was born in Surrey, so he's a London boy. You know, he will always tell you, I'm a Borough lad. I'm a Borough lad. He was raised in Borough, to be fair, but he's hilarious, man. He's mental. This year, I think this year will be the year where we actually like. I feel like we're more together now, like this pre-season, than I feel like we were last year, which is good.
Yeah, they know me well. I would say energetic, daft, loud.
Pain in the backside?
Yeah, that one as well.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think that, yeah, look, I won't lie, I'm the loud one in the changes, you know, on before games and off games, you know. I think I would like to say that, probably say quite intense, you know. I try and keep everyone going at all times, whether it's on the pitch or off the pitch, and hopefully nothing but good things.
Well, let's throw ahead to 26-27, which we're really looking forward to. We've been back for a couple of weeks in pre-season training. Any initial impressions that you can share with us on the new head coach? We saw some great pictures that came out at the end of last week of you two in a warm embrace. Hopefully a sign of things to come, right?
I know, he's brilliant. He's kept things really simple. He's a really nice man, you know, really approachable. You can speak to him about anything. Well, I can try to, you know, I think I speak a little bit too fast for him, but he's good, you know. He's working really hard with the staff he's brought in. Are all really nice, and I've got to say I'm really enjoying it. I'm really excited for the season to come. You know, I think people will have I think people will be happy. You know, I think the manager's really good. Like I said, probably the first time I've been here for a while, that there's a lot of lads really happy and really buying into things. I touched on it earlier. You know, there's a real good changing room this year, and yeah, I know it's easy for probably people to think I'm just saying this for the sake of saying things, but there's a good feel. There's a good feel, and I'm loving it. Loving working under him and loving having the new responsibility.
And speaking generally, Matty, what aspects of the culture do you think that we need to change here? What do the players need to do to drive this, to support the coaching staff?
100%, you know, I've said on a few interviews, sometimes it's all right, easy enough to blame the managers, but ultimately it comes down to us as players, and that's on me as one of the more experienced lads, especially now this year, is to drive that as captain, as me. That's something I will always do. But in terms of the culture, you know, like I touched on earlier, we have a real togetherness already so far this season. You know, end of the day, you know, like I say, I've been here, this is my 6th season, and all I know is that the fans want is, no matter the score, 100% effort. If you're going into a tackle, you're either lifting someone or you're getting the ball, do you know what I mean? There's no in between, and yeah, just 100% for the fans. And you know, I think everybody would agree that Watford, we always have quality, but we always need to just show that fight a little bit more. And you know, I think if we can stop the fight question of the club, that will be a massive step to make the culture go in the right direction. Knowing that you go to Millwall where you're going to put up in the fight, not really being a question, just being a fact that we know we'll go fight. We know we got me, Hector, Bowles, I don't know, Nest, KB, that we're all going to go roll our sleeves up today and have a fight for the club and the fans. And you know, that what football do talking after we've won the battle.
It's going to be a busy summer though, Matty, as we know. The players have gone out, so obviously they're going to have to be supplemented with new ones coming in. I know we can't go into too much detail for clear reasons when we talk about incomings. Broadly speaking, what kind of players do you think that we need to bring into the football club?
I just think we need players that know the club, know the club and the fans want. You know, it's not hard, it's not rocket science. You know, we need hard workers, we need people that, you know, we have a lot of young lads here with so much quality. Just probably need a little bit of experience, a little bit of a helping hand, and yeah, it's not always necessarily it doesn't have to be the flashiest player, sometimes it's just a hard worker, you know, and I think the club know that. I think the club are doing the right things, and I think I'm as excited as every fan, you know, to see who we bring in and see how we can start the season, you know, especially if you look at the first 3 games, tough games. You know, let's go and make a real statement. That's our mindset.
I was going to ask you your thoughts actually on our introduction to the campaign. Like you say, challenging fixtures, but surely a real motivation for you and the boys to get off to a great start.
100%, you know, if you can't get motivated for them first 3, then what can you? Do you know what I mean? I think, yeah, the great 3 games, you know, if we can take as many points as we can from there, you put yourself in an unbelievable position for not only confidence but momentum. And yeah, I wish the season started tomorrow. I feel good, I feel ready, and I'm so excited to finally get back out on the pitch in front of the fans, and yeah, I think it'll be amazing.
We're almost at the end of the workout, Matty, don't worry. Final question for you. Captain Pollock, his aspirations for the season ahead?
Well, firstly, I want us to win as many games as possible. I want the fans to really connect with the team. I want, you know, as a club captain, you know, I want to be able to step out on the pitch with the lads knowing that we're going to give 100%. We're going to fight till the very last minute, whether that's we nick a scrappy goal away at Norwich away like last year, or, you know, we play people off the park. Whatever it is, I just want to go out there and make sure that we're all playing together, with, as in the fans, the club, the staff, we're all in it together. And Aspirations, you know, this is Watford Football Club. We need to be pushing the right end of the table, and yeah, I know everyone jokes, but the upper echelons, or whatever it is that the manager said, let's get up there and let's stay as high as we can. Keep pushing this club as good as we can, and let's go for promotion. I think that's what the aim's got to be. You know, the new few people in the building, the quality we have, it has to be the aim. You know, it'd be daft not to. And for me personally, you know, I want to chip in a few more goals, try and get a few good moments for the club, and yeah, I'm just so excited for it.
Thanks for that, Skip. Wishing you the very best of luck.
Perfect. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, fella. Thank you.
Nice one.